They met in, I think it was around 8th grade for them. And then, so they started dating, I think it was the summer right before college.
If you're a baby boomer or older, you've probably been to more weddings than you can remember. But when you're standing on this side, it's such an overwhelmingly different feeling, because all you feel is humble, and you feel such gratitude, because we know that you all came here to share your love and to share our joy, and it's just an overwhelming feeling to be surrounded by the people that we care about the most.
I remember thinking at the time, like, that's a horrible decision, to start dating someone from high school before you go to schools in completely different states. And fortunately, she didn't come to me for relationship advice. That being said, it worked out, clearly.
You're now a member of our family, and I would say that as proud as we will be when we think of you in your new role as Dr. Decker, we are every bit as proud just to think of you as our son. Bring it on. Thank you.
Ambiance in the room is amazing, and just being at the same table as Jonathan and Sarah and watching them together and being a part of everything just makes me feel so lucky to have both of them in my life. And just the dancing, and it is so carefree, and that's what I love about both of them.
Sarah, you're a beautiful young lady. Today, I looked at you and was just in awe of the woman that my son is going to have for the rest of his life. Your family is so welcoming, and I so appreciate that. Our family welcomes you into our lives, and we welcome your family into ours. I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful, loving girl for my son.
Well, Sarah I got to know when she was in elementary school. And I always said when I saw her, this little one, she is just a fabulous little girl. And when she makes up her mind to something, she's out there to get it.
John has always been a focused, dedicated, caring, kind young man, and he has stayed that way since I knew him when he was 12 years old.
And when thinking about what I was going to say here and going down memory lane, I remembered one of my most favorite memories. Maybe small, but obviously left a lasting impression. We were in Israel for the first time, and we were just talking, I think it was New Year's Eve in the hotel, and you started your sentence by saying, "Since we are best friends." And it may have been a very small prepositional phrase, but I remember sitting there thinking, wow, I have a best friend. Not just any best friend, I have Sarah as my best friend. She's incredible, and after 2 decades of friendship, I can't wait for the next many, many, many decades.
I am aching for the better part of me.
As her brother, obviously, I just want to look out for her. And like, as much as I would love to give John the like intimidating brother speech, that's something I've never even had to say.
And 1,000 more that I have yet to go. Well, I kept all of your letters.
He's just so genuine, and it's just so clear how much she means to him, and to see them together, it's amazing. I'm just so happy for the two of them.
You come home and dance with me, baby.
or senior year of high school, I, like Sarah, had the good fortune to be accepted to American University in DC. And I went to an admitted students weekend, and I started talking to this nice Jewish girl from Philly. For years, I've been not telling you this. Okay, so all right, so I meet this girl, and years later, I meet her through John, and we put this together. And the reason I remember the conversation is because, bless her heart, the whole time she wouldn't stop talking about this guy that she was afraid of leaving behind. I remember she talked about a guy she was dating who was incredibly devoted, who would always put her needs above his own. I remember her talking about a guy with a really big heart who was never afraid to open himself up to others, and in so doing would encourage people to open themselves up to him. Now, unfortunately, that relationship didn't work out. She settled for John, and now we're here. So, you know, things have a way of working out. That's okay. It's okay.
This night has been just outstanding for me. I am so proud and so happy to be with all of these beautiful people, and especially my new little granddaughter, Sarah G., and my beautiful grandson, Jonathan Decker.
So won't you come home and dance with me, baby?
They are two of the most special children in my life. This wedding has been the most fabulous thing I have ever been to in my life.
'Cause it's been too long. Oh, it's been too long.
I'd like to raise a glass to all of you, and I hope that all of you have had as much fun, if not more, than we have and will have for the rest of our lives. Thank you.
She's the best sister in the world. She's probably my best friend on the planet. Me and her are incredibly close. Growing up, she's always been there for me for literally everything. The kind of person I can always go to for advice first, no matter what the problem is. And I just love her to death, and I'm so happy for her.
One more time here. Lean on in there nice and close. Come on.
He's probably the most genuine person I've ever met. Just genuinely cares about people, which is something I can't say for a lot of people. And it's clear that he cares for her, and he's gone so far out of his way to make the two of us good friends, to the point where, like, I can honestly just call him a brother. And knowing that he's gonna treat her like that for the rest of her life, I have no doubt that they'll be happy forever.
He has always been the person that I call on, and I have never asked for a better person to grow up with, and I've always looked up to him, but now even more.
My daughter is amazing, smart, articulate, caring. She is, and has always been, she's so focused. She's a wonderful friend. She's a wonderful sister. She's a wonderful daughter, and I know she's going to be a wonderful wife. Dad always gets a little emotional, and she is Daddy's little girl. She has always been Daddy's little girl, and she's always going to be Daddy's little girl, but he could not be happier in the man that she has found in Jonathan.
Everything that he has always asked for and wanted for, looked for in a woman, it is Sarah.
We'll fix it. We'll fix it.
She is kind of like me a little bit. We're not very emotional, but I have seen that Jonathan has pulled that out of her, and now she is there for him, and they're a very great pair.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love you so much.
We witness that on the 17th day of the month of Sivan in the year of 5777, corresponding to the 10th day of June here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the bride, Sarah Emily Goodhart, and the groom, Jonathan Michael Decker, entered into the sacred covenant of marriage. Standing under the chuppah, the bride and groom said to each other, "You are consecrated to me as my spouse by this ring according to the laws of Moses in Israel."
I know that they have wanted to be together for so long, and now it's finally here. And down the road, I know that they'll have a beautiful family someday, and I can't wait to watch their kids grow up and them grow as a couple and later on as a family.
You know, you raise children, and you raise them to be strong, and you raise them to be caring, and you raise them to be compassionate, and you raise them to be independent. And when you see that come, I thought, wow, I have done a wonderful job, and she's going to do a wonderful job when she watches her daughter under the chuppah.
Honestly, today, this might be the happiest I've ever been in my entire life.
Spend time in your arms to know.
Just to see how happy she is and how happy John is. And the best part of this weekend is, on the one hand, seeing my sister get married is amazing, but on the other hand, getting to see my best friend get married is, you know, that's hard to put into words. And it didn't really sink in for a while, and it really hit me during the ceremony, and I just couldn't be happier for the two of them.
My mom has always been emotional, especially when it comes to her kids. And I know my brother shares that same emotion. And now I'm starting to get that emotion a little bit, especially watching my brother be handed off to Sarah.
All of a sudden, they kind of turn the corner, and I get the first glimpse of her with her veil, you know, with my parents on both her arms, and that was when I started to lose it a little bit. Best part was just seeing, like, she was just smiling ear to ear. A lot of people would be, you know, nervous or whatever in that situation, and it was clear that, like, she could not have been happier. And she had that same smile on her face throughout the entire ceremony, and anyone watching would just know that, you know, these are just two people meant to be together forever.
Bruchim habaim b'shem Adonai. Welcome to your chuppah. We all here are gathered to celebrate you, to celebrate the two of you, to create this holy moment where we take a new adventure into your own marriage. Sure, you guys have known each other for a very long time, but each and every step of your way has led you to this very moment. And so tonight, we celebrate that very moment.
Just let me in and open your eyes and see.
You learned, you journeyed, you learned some more, you found one another, and that continued to turn into something even greater and more profound as you two found love. Over time, moving from innocent lust and pure love, through a few times you decided to not be together, you came back to one another. You found hope, you found togetherness, and you found your new beginning of your life. You began simply, you connected deeply, you got to know each other beautifully, and you both began to grow with one another. And you were happy, very, very happy.
Years ago, we were sitting across from each other in art class as classmates. Over the years, you became my first crush, my boyfriend, my best friend, my fiance, and today you become my husband. I promise that I will love you unconditionally, communicate with you openly, always dance with you in the kitchen, always keep a stash of vanilla ice cream for you in the freezer, and support you in any ventures that you choose. I love you more than I can ever put into words. You're my favorite individual, and I can't wait to spend the rest of our lives together as a couple and then as a family.
I don't know what it was about you, but it felt like you knew everything about me even back in 8th grade. You knew my anxieties, my passions, my quirks, and even my weaknesses. Most importantly though, you somehow knew that deep within my heart, I had a place just for you. And over the years, through good times and bad, that place has become more and more sacred to me. In this place within my heart, you've been able to make me comfortable with the unknown. You've taught me to face things about which I was unsure, to be strong. I intend to continue to build our relationship and reaffirm my commitment to you based on faith, honor, respect, and trust. You're the love of my life, the one I want to grow old with, and I hope when we're old and tired that we look back on our years together and feel complete. I love you.
Jonathan and Sarah, you are going to now speak these words and exchange these rings that make you husband and wife.
Be consecrated to me.
With this ring.
With this ring.
As my wife.
As my wife.
In keeping with the heritage.
It was overwhelming. First, to be surrounded by all of our friends, all of our family, all who came to celebrate this incredible union of our children was about the most overwhelming experience I have ever had. To stand there and see my daughter under the chuppah, becoming a married woman, I don't think there are words that can describe how over-the-top happy I was.
May the light of God continue to shine down upon you and guide you along your path of life. And may God grant you the choicest blessings in the whole universe. The blessings of love, of life, of laughter, of hope, of holiness, and the choicest blessing of them all, the blessing of peace.
They're going to be amazing physicians.
Mazel tov!
I know they will be amazing parents. I can't wait to be a grandmother. I think they're going to have an incredible, wonderful, happy life. And if I could wish anything for them, it would be to be happy and to be healthy and to have the joy of children that I have in them.
So when you were born, as you know full well, you were a C-section. And while the docs and nurses were working on Mom, I didn't say show anything.
TMI?
So, this could go south really fast. So,
all right, so I'm an attorney. What's the deal with the fireworks and the chandelier? Where's Lyle? This is not a great idea. Your kid's a lawyer too, right? No one thought this through?
I can feel it in a kiss.
What's the matter?